want her to be a cold case. Please get some water, hydrate.
Yeah. Are you ever overwhelmed as you look around at this wide open space?
No, we're going to find her. Gotta keep searching.
This one and this one,
This
right?
one, yeah.
I want her to be found.
On January 7th, 2021, a devoted mother of 3 vanished from her Chula Vista, California home without a trace. What appeared to be a missing person case would evolve into a murder investigation that captivated the nation. This is the story of Maya Millete, a case of love turned deadly, mysterious disappearances, and a family's relentless search for answers. Maya Millete was 39 years old, a successful administrative specialist working for the U.S. Department of Defense at Naval Information Warfare Center Pacific in San Diego. By all accounts, she excelled in her career and was deeply committed to her 3 children, ages 11, 9, and 4.
Amanda, thank you. Of course, this investigation, as we mentioned, has spanned 4 months to the day, starting with Maya's disappearance on January 7th. We've reported sounds that may have been gunshots were heard in the neighborhood that night. January 9th, her family reported her missing to Chula Vista police. The next day, the 10th, officers went to Milete's home on Paseo Los Gatos to begin the investigation. At that point, the search for Maya officially began.
January 7th, 2021 started like any other day. Surveillance footage captured Maya parking her Jeep Rubicon in front of her home at 4:42 p.m. But what happened next would shock investigators and her family alike. That evening, Maya and her husband Larry had an argument. Her last known communication came at 8:15 p.m. when she shared a Facebook Messenger ad for a toy hauler with family members. By 1:25 a.m. the following morning, all activity on her phone had stopped. Maya would never be seen or heard from again.
I want her to be found. I want to bring her home to our kids, to our families.
How often do you think about your sister?
All the time. I still can't believe it's like she just vanished.
But the story doesn't end there. That night, around 10 p.m., neighbors' security cameras captured something chilling. Several loud bangs that sounded eerily similar to gunshots echoing near the Millete property. No one reported hearing these sounds at the time, and their significance wouldn't be discovered until weeks later. January 8, 2021 would prove to be one of the most suspicious days in this entire investigation. At 5:58 a.m., surveillance footage showed Larry repositioning his black Lexus SUV, license plate spelling Meilani, backing it into the garage at an unusual angle that prevented cameras from seeing inside the vehicle. Less than an hour later, at 6:45 a.m., Larry left the house with his 4-year-old son, claiming he was taking him to Solana Beach to give Maya some space.
Off-roading.
There's my adventurous little girls.
It's so pretty.
Here's where things get strange. Larry told police he spent the day at Torrey Pines State Beach, about 4 miles from Solana Beach. His phone remained off until 6:34 p.m., a gap investigators described as historically uncharacteristic for Larry. The vehicle's navigation system showed a suspicious entry at 3:29 p.m. for his home address. When Maya's brother arrived at the house at 6:30 p.m. to check on her, he was met by Maya's 9-year-old niece, who delivered a heartbreaking message. Maya had been in her room for the past 11 hours, and the children hadn't been fed. When her brother knocked on Maya's door, there was no answer. She was already gone.
Her kids were everything. She enjoyed her kids.
But the most chilling discovery came from Larry's internet history. In the months leading up to Maya's disappearance, investigators found that Larry had sent hundreds of emails to so-called spellcasters, people claiming to have magical powers. He was requesting they make Maya fall back in love with him, or, more disturbingly, asking them to incapacitate her so she would have to depend on him. District Attorney Summer Stephan later revealed that Larry was asking for Maya to become incapacitated, thus displaying his homicidal idealizations to harm May.
But as December of 2020 came, those messages to spellcasters were a lot more threatening. He was asking for May to become incapacitated, for May to be in an accident, to have broken bones so that she could stay at home, thus displaying his homicidal ideations to harm May.
What's particularly telling is that after January 9th, 2 days after Maya vanished, Larry stopped sending these requests entirely. He never sent another message to these spellcasters asking for help with his marriage. Meanwhile, investigators learned that on January 6th, just 1 day before her disappearance, Maya had told a friend she'd informed Larry of her intention to file for divorce, whether he likes it or not. On January 7th, the day she disappeared, Maya had scheduled an appointment with a divorce attorney for January 12th. She never made that appointment.
She's ready for divorce. She's finally made up her mind. I just told her, just be careful. Just be careful.
I think she told him that she was going to file for divorce. He snapped when he found out that he was finally losing her.
Maya's sister later revealed that Maya had asked her for $10,000 that same week to help start the divorce process. As weeks turned into months, Chula Vista police, along with the FBI, Naval Criminal Investigative Service, and the San Diego County District Attorney's Office, executed numerous search warrants. On January 23rd, police conducted their first search of the Millete home. They seized the family's black Lexus SUV, the same vehicle Larry had taken the day after Maya disappeared.
It's coming from Larry and Maya's house.
On May 7th, during a second search of the home, investigators made a disturbing discovery. When they served the search warrant, Larry wasn't home. Police had pulled him over on Interstate 5 and detained him for 6 hours, preventing him from returning home during the search. Larry later complained about this treatment, but investigators pressed forward. Inside the home, they found an arsenal. Larry owned 8 registered firearms, but police believed he possessed or controlled another 14 guns with unknown serial numbers, including AR-15, shotguns, and handguns. After the first search warrant, Larry had given multiple firearms to friends, refusing to disclose their names. Most disturbingly, investigators found photos dated January 9, 2020, exactly 1 year before Maya was reported missing, showing Larry's approximately 4-year-old son standing on a kitchen table, surrounded by 16 rifles and handguns. The image painted a picture of a man obsessed with weapons. On July 21, 2021, during a court proceeding related to a gun violence restraining order, Maya Millete was officially named a person of interest in Maya's disappearance, more than 6 months after she vanished. Throughout this ordeal, Maya's family never stopped searching. Her sister, Mary Crease, and brother-in-law, Richard Drouaillet, became the public face of the search efforts, appearing on Good Morning America and Dr. Phil, organizing search parties and holding vigils. They searched everywhere Maya loved to go: the Glamis sand dunes where she was last seen alive on New Year's Eve, Lower Otay Lakes, an abandoned golf course in Chula Vista, and countless other locations across San Diego County and beyond. Private investigator Bill Garcia joined the search in February, working 5 days at no cost to the family. Community members rallied together, with 150 volunteers turning out for searches, billboards going up on Main Street in Chula Vista, and a GoFundMe campaign raising resources to support the investigation.
It's tough. There was very minimal details, and that was part of our frustration working with the police department.
The family now is having various rallies in front of the Chula Vista Police Department, basically demanding answers. But the police are not going to release a lot of information to the family. This is potentially a murder investigation.
Maya's family faced another battle too. Larry had stopped allowing the children to communicate with Maya's side of the family. Mara Chris said on Dr. Phil that Larry had turned his back on family overnight, which they found very suspicious. On October 19, 2021, 9 months after Maya vanished, the breakthrough came. A Chula Vista police SWAT team arrested Maya Millete at 11:42 a.m. as he was alone at the family home. He was charged with murder and illegal possession of an assault weapon. District Attorney Summer Stephan announced that, based on the evidence, investigators believed Larry murdered Maya on January 7th and disposed of her body on January 8th, the day he took that mysterious 11-hour trip with his 4-year-old son. By this point, detectives had written more than 67 search warrants, conducted 87 interviews, and explored more than 130 tips over the 9-month investigation. At the emotional news conference announcing the arrest, Stephan addressed concerns about filing murder charges without a body. "The law is so crystal clear," she said. "We cannot let someone murder someone and gain a benefit by hiding the body in a way that we cannot discover it."
In fact, the law is so crystal clear that we cannot let someone murder someone and gain a benefit by hiding the body in a way that we can't discover it.
She explained that there's case law making it clear that a missing body can be circumstantial evidence of foul play. Somebody who takes their own life cannot hide their own body.
Somebody who takes their own life cannot hide their own body.
Larry's attorney, Bonita Martinez, expressed surprise at the arrest, stating, "This is a surprise to me since they have no proof Maya is dead, and I believe she is still alive." On October 21st, Larry appeared in court wearing a blue jumpsuit and mask, formally pleading not guilty to murdering his wife. Just days later, on October 27th, Larry was back in court after prosecutors alleged he had violated a protective order by making 129 phone calls from jail, including 9 hours of calls to his children, calls made at all hours, even at 1:48 a.m. during school hours. The judge restricted his phone privileges, stating she didn't believe for a minute that he didn't understand the order.
Today at 11:42 a.m., the Chula Vista Police Department SWAT team arrested Maya Millete for the murder of his wife.
On November 4th, Judge Marianne Diodedzio denied Larry's request for bail, declaring there was clear and convincing evidence that he's threatened to commit grave bodily injury, and that there's a substantial likelihood he would carry out that threat if released. She also found clear and convincing evidence that he's a danger to the community.